Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. As you know, Wednesday means it's Wildcard Wednesday here in Instant Deck Tech land, and our deck this week is not only super spicy, but very wild. This is Spellbomb Combo. That's right, in all honesty, and it is embarrassing for me to admit this because I brew a lot of decks and I'm supposed to know this stuff. I did not even know this combo was a thing until I came across this deck list. When I found this list, I actually took like 10 minutes looking at this list like, wait, how does this work? Wait, what's going on here? Like, I know something crazy is happening, but what is it? I finally figured it out, and it's super sweet. So this one is from Maizu Yota, who took it to an undefeated finish at the infamous Small Japanese tournament. So congrats to Maizu on their finish with the deck. A quick reminder before we break down Spellbomb Combo: if you enjoy this deck and you want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So Spellbomb Combo is built around maybe the least likely modern card of all time. Not just a Spellbomb, but maybe the worst of the Spellbombs. Lifespark Spellbomb. 1 mana, pay a green, sack it, turn a land into a 3/3 creature until the end of turn. It's still a land. Can also sack it for a mana and draw a card. So this probably doesn't look like much, but we have a trick with Lifespark Spellbomb. So we're not using this to turn a land into a beater. That's not really that good. A 3/3 land is actually a bad thing. It's a land that dies to Lightning Bolt, and it only lasts until end of turn. The plan, though, is to use this to turn a Forbidden Orchard into a creature. And you're probably wondering, why Forbidden Orchard? Well, Forbidden Orchard is a land that not only taps for mana, but it has the upside of giving our opponent a creature when it enters the battlefield. And for this deck, it really is an upside, because the plan of the deck is to get all these pieces assembled with an Intruder Alarm, and that gives us a Forbidden Orchard that's a creature that taps to make a creature, and every time it makes a creature, Intruder Alarm untaps all of our creatures, including the Forbidden Orchard, which is a creature. And you probably see where this is going: infinite mana with Forbidden Orchard, Intruder Alarm, and Lifespark Spellbomb. So basically, we just tap Forbidden Orchard, make a mana, make a creature that untaps Forbidden Orchard, tap it again, make a mana. Our opponent's going to have infinite spirits, but we don't really mind because we have infinite mana, and we're going to use that mana to win the game that turn without letting our opponent untap. So that's the combo of the deck. We also have a bunch of other synergies with the untapping. So for comboing off, we also have infinite untap triggers, which means Avacyn's Pilgrim, Birds of Paradise also make infinite mana. These cards also help us ramp into our Intruder Alarm. Some of our other cards we'll talk about. Thought Courier is super sweet. It's just a looter, but in our deck, if we have infinite untap triggers, we can just loot through our entire deck, which means with a Thought Courier, we get to find our finishers, whatever we need to actually close out the game. It might seem weird to not be Jace Vryn's Prodigy, but remember, Jace is going to flip itself at some point, but Thought Courier is going to let us just keep looting forever and doesn't ever flip around. As far as actually finishing the game, we have a weird and wide variety of options. So one plan is Pyrite Spellbomb with Auriok Salvagers. So Pyrite Spellbomb, you can pay a red, sack it, 2 damage to a creature or player. Auriok Salvagers, 1 and a white, you get an artifact converted mana cost 1 or less from your graveyard to your hand. This combo seems like it would take a lot of clicking on Magic Online, but basically, we just keep reanimating Pyrite Spellbomb with Salvagers over and over and over and over again until we eventually kill our opponent with the infinite mana we're making from Forbidden Orchard. Blue Sun Zenith, we can turn it on ourselves to draw most of our deck, and then it shuffles back in, so when we draw it, then we just target our opponent, make them draw their entire deck, and they lose the game. And then probably the funniest one of them all, Goblin Cannon. 4 mana, 2 mana deals a damage to a creature or player, but then you gotta sacrifice it. So the trick is to make so much mana that we can activate this a whole bunch of times with the sacrifice trigger on the stack. And yes, it's gonna die when this is over, but our opponent's gonna die too. The rest of the deck is focused on protecting and setting up the combo. So Trinket Mage can find 2 of our combo pieces, Lifespark Spellbomb primarily, also Pyrite to finish the game, can also get a Nile Spellbomb to hate on graveyards, good main deck dredge hate, and Engineered Explosives to kind of sweep away some stuff from the opponent's board. Wargate is like the super tutor in our deck. It can only hit permanents, but that's fine. It gets a land for 3 mana, which means Forbidden Orchard. It can get our Intruder Alarm for 6 mana, which is kind of a lot, but we got Birds and Avacyn's Pilgrim. Can also get any of our other finishers, a Salvagers, a Pyrite Spellbomb, a Goblin Cannon if we're in the mood. So it just gets all the pieces from our deck and puts them directly on the battlefield. And then Serum Vision and Thirst for Knowledge just to cycle through our deck, find our combo pieces in the right order. We're kind of a 2.5 card combo. Since one of our combo pieces is a land, we still do have to find the land, but it's not quite as hard as having 3 non-land cards to set up the combo. So having a bunch of card draw definitely helps. And then just some spell skites to eat a removal spell that's targeted at our Intruder Alarm or something along those lines. As far as the mana base, the only 2 unique lands are Bojuka Bog and Reliquary Tower. These are mostly tutor targets for our Wargate, so Bojuka Bog, again, another main deck graveyard hate, which is sneakily good in a format where Dredge is very popular, Storm is very popular, and then Reliquary Tower, I assume, is just in case we combo off and draw our entire deck with a Blue Sun Zenith or by repeatedly sacking Nile Spellbombs or something, but we can't actually win. This lets us not discard our entire hand. We can pass, untap, and maybe win the next turn. I don't know what scenario puts us in the situation where that would be necessary, but I'm assuming that that's the purpose. As for the rest of the mana base, not going over every single card, straightforward fetches for shocks and basics, nothing else to see here. In the sideboard, Emrakul, the Eon Stored, gives us a backup finisher. Since we have infinite mana, we can just cast our Emrakul. We can even Wargate for our Emrakul with 18 mana. Grafdigger's Cage, Relic Progenitus. This deck does not want to lose to graveyards. Defense Grid to make sure we can force our stuff through counter spells, Cryptic Commands, Remands, Mana Leaks, etc. And then some interaction. Guerrilla Tactics I have never ever seen in a Modern deck. I actually had to double check that it was legal in Modern. It is. It's in 10th edition. 2 damage, so it's like a 2 mana shock, except if your opponent somehow makes you discard it, it's 4 damage for 2 mana. So I guess it's sweet tech against Kolaghan's Command, kills Liliana the Veil. Your opponent pluses Liliana. You discard Guerrilla Tactics. It kills the Liliana. So if you're really worried about Liliana, it actually seems like a sneakily good sideboard card in that matchup. Steel Sabotage for Affinity, Tron, Beast Within to deal with pretty much anything. Can hit Tron lands, any permanents, and then some Ratchet Bombs. And that is Spellbomb combo for Modern, and that's our instant deck tech for today. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.